another wild in spirit. We, the Shadow Realm, will prevail. We will weave our essence into their fabric, unseen, unheard, until the moment of grand revelation. They will resist, but in the end, they will thank us. We shall have our enemies feast with us in a world unshackled, reborn in the spirit of Halloween.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, or 6:50 p.m. Eastern. We're joking. My New Year's resolution is to start all of our AMAs on time, but we have started our AMA train, and I've done about 5 AMAs today between our private meetings and the public ones. So it's been a hell of a day already, but we're coming into the final countdown of our Honor versus Madness whitelist sale. So all that being said, we have a lot to go over today. Again, our intro trailer was Honor versus Madness in honor of the last few weeks. And if that doesn't get you bullish, I don't know what will. A little Easter egg in the intro as well. One of those characters has laser eyes. It's more of a light ray, but there's a little crypto nod for you. Anyway, all right, enough joking around. Let me introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. How are you?
AJ, you sound on fire. Holy cow. I don't know how I can come in on that.
Oh man, yes, my adrenaline is high today. I haven't eaten all day. I'm running on fumes, but we're here to have an amazing AMA together. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
better
It's
do
going to
some
be a
jumping
good one.
jacks, LA. Oh, something.
I was just jumping on the trampoline to my favorite song, so I'm good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. We are we're fired up. We're ready to go, and we got a good one ahead. So get ready, guys.
All right, amazing. So that being said, let me go ahead and pull up my notes. Again, thanks to all of you that have been attending the AMAs. We have again a little mini AMA train as we get ready for the final whitelist opportunity. We're already over 75% full. So we're going to all that today.
Pushing 85 now. We're really getting there.
Amazing. Yeah, Ella's been hard at work, uh, confirming and messaging with everybody. And again, we're getting really close. So we'll have a lot of updates. We have a major reveal. Again, if you guys have been following our socials today, you may have heard, but we announced our game studio, which we'll talk about. But we're gonna kick things off. Maybe again on maybe a little bit of a somber note. But the markets have been absolutely destroyed. I mean, again, unfortunately, the market manipulation continues. And, right when we all start getting bullish, the powers to be crush our dreams. But that does not crush the eternal optimism that we all have being here in crypto. So even though the market is a bloodbath, please keep your heads up. Please remember why you are in crypto to begin with. You have to have the intestinal fortitude and the actual commitment to crypto to be able to survive times like these. So again, remember that it is about accumulation as well. Those that don't get emotional and take advantage of the dips are ones that win the most. And I know that's a lot easier said than done, but you have got to train yourself to sell when the markets are exploding and to buy when the markets are down, like we're seeing now. So, I know that it can be frustrating, especially with EMP and eShare. Unfortunately, again, because we are tied to the blue chip assets in liquidity, eShare being BNB and EMP being ETH, even if there isn't a lot of sell pressure, it still makes the tokens go down. And that is just the nature of the beast. But obviously it hurts to see it, but we're not immune to what is happening in the overall market. And if you get emotional, then that just it reinforces the sell-off and the bad decisions that come with it. So and again, we say it all the time, but unless you actually sell, those are unrealized losses as well. So just remember that you know a month from now, if you haven't sold or panicked, then we could be right back where we are, if not higher, than what it is today. So um, again, that's where everybody wins. And the fact that you can scoop up the insane discount is what will help you succeed long term as well. So, LA, you want to add to the market overall anything, or go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to see that what's going on right now is intentional by the powers that be. I mean, we're in an election year. Uh, there's so much going on that there's reason to manipulate it for. I won't go into all that, but it's happened over and over and over again that all the news outlets at the exact same time say the exact same thing to get everyone riled up to do one thing that they want you to do so that all the actual people in power can do the exact opposite. So they're all getting us to sell right now so that they can buy when everything's really cheap.
Totally,
but if you look at it the opposite way, like what AJ just said, buy when it's red and sell when it's green, and have the mentality that they're actually having when they're trying to trick you, then it's almost like a secret hack for the system or something, except it's
totally.
not a secret at all. It's just smart. I haven't even looked at my portfolio because I don't plan on selling any of it. I am solely focused on, okay, what can I get right now so that in months from now it's going to be 3, 4, 5x if I get it really cheap right now. That's my only priority right now because I'm not going to sell anything I already have. Why would I do that at the bottom? That's just silly.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. And again, I mean, I consider myself a crypto veteran, and I've been through 3 cycles now, and I wish that I still was able to make the moves that I tell myself to make. I know that it's very hard to buy the top. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, typically you're buying the top and selling the bottom, but it's very hard to buy the bottom and sell the top. But the more that you do it, the more that you take an objective look, the easier it becomes. And to LA's point, again, until we're in the full bull run, it doesn't matter about what your portfolio value is. Unless you are actually pressing the sell button, none of that, it's just numbers on a computer screen. And, I think that all of us that are here, especially those that tune into the AMAs, we're here for the long run. And, it's not about what the portfolio value is or your token value is today. It's what we can yield and what we can earn and what we can do with this crypto over the next 10 years. And again, that is what is powerful in terms of all of us winning together for sure. So, all right, awesome. Anything else on that topic, LA?
There will be, but we're going to save it for a different part of the AMA. So remind me to come back to it.
All right, perfect. So another update in terms of our own ecosystem. Again, moving on from the overall market conditions. Obviously, with the sell-off, we've seen that impact all of our tokens. EMP, Spark, BNB, or Eshare, PPP, Eshare with BNB. But really, and those again that are following the socials, we still have all the fundamentals for all of our tokens really playing out exactly how we have intended. And the the main takeaway is that there will be an impending supply shock on both EMP and eShare, and it could happen sooner than later. I know that we keep saying that, but it is verifiable on chain that the supply of these tokens are shrinking every day. And, it's not an overnight thing, but once there is no supply and even a very small fraction of demand, that will absolutely skyrocket these assets. And again, that's not financial advice, that's not a promise, but that's simply just looking at economics and supply and demand and the amount of tokens that are actually in existence. And on that note, we burned another 1,000 eShare. Not 100, but 1,000 eShare. And that brings the burn address to a top 10 wallet. I think it's number 7, actually. And that means that over 3% of the entire eShare supply has already been burned. And that is just from the burning that we've done, has just been from the Fusion launch. So again, that is so bullish because that is bringing eShare off the market every day. And obviously, we've seen eShare hit an all-time low, which just is crazy to me because those that are selling eShare at these levels are really shooting themselves in the foot when that supply is only getting smaller and smaller. And with the smaller supply, when we are doing the buying of eShare as a treasury to be able to distribute rewards, that will have a bigger and bigger impact as well. So on top of all that, there's also another halving coming up. So a halving, just like Bitcoin, all of the eShare emissions are cut in half every year. And in February, we absolutely feel like the burning will outweigh the emissions, and so eShare will actually become deflationary permanently. I mean, even over the last few weeks, since Fusion launched, eShare has already been deflationary based on what we have burned. So it's just so powerful. And last but not least, we have a battery coming out that we have been teasing for a while. Our dev team has been hard at work. We're just trying to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. But this battery will not only support EMP getting back to peg, but it will also support the eShare price. So again, the light is at the end of the tunnel. I know, the old adage that it's always the darkest before the dawn, but we have everything in place to be successful. We just have to keep working the plan that we have put out. So, LA, again, do you want to elaborate? Go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to add to that is I've been watching in the last 24 to 48 hours, there's been a significant amount of EMP sacrificed into Fusion. So people are definitely taking advantage of this dip, and I love to see it.
Yeah, well, and on that note too, again, just to give some more inside baseball or strategy, I mean, that is all part of how Fusion is and was designed because when we have opportunities like this, and again, I say that word opportunity, even when the market is disgusting, because that is the opportunity in Fusion. As the price of EMP goes down, you now are getting a larger peg bonus which actually gives you more uh, uh, um, uh, uh, points, microgrid points. So that there is a built-in mechanism to reward those of you that are sacrificing and buying when EMP is down, and then building your position in the protocol. And remember, although sacrifice points are a lot more in terms of EMP that's in existence, uh, the amount of sacrifice points also has a hard cap because once everybody is in Fusion, there is no more sacrifice points to be had. So it's not like a Detonator or any of these other contracts where, it just keeps diluting everybody else. There is an actual share of ownership, and those that play the game, so to speak, the most optimal way, will end up building, will end up, yeah, I can't talk today. Will end up gaining a lot more ownership in the protocol, and it was purposely designed that way as well. So, yeah, does that make sense, LA? I know it was a bit wordy, but yeah.
Yes, it definitely does. Those that are taking advantage of buying the dips and getting the most out of the peg bonus will own the most of the protocol and therefore be reaping the most of the rewards that come from both the revenue inside the protocol and the external revenue streams.
Yeah, 100%. And again, the other beautiful part about that is that even if you did sacrifice everything, at a higher peg than what we are now, the whole idea is that over time, all of you, whether you got in today or whether you got in, a week ago, all of us that are here now building our positions will have a massive ownership as opposed to the newcomers coming in. And so it is as fair as possible, but still honoring all that we have said along the way. And because of our multiple step strategy, which we've talked about on previous AMAs, peg recovery first, then APR growth, then ultimate domination. uh, as we recover peg, all of you, whether again you sacrifice today or on Fusion launch, you will all be getting way more ownership than what you get when we are back at peg. So, and by then we're able to scale the APR to make it attractive for newcomers. That want to come into EMP. So again, all the puzzle pieces, I know our favorite analogy, all the puzzle pieces are on the board. Everything is still working as we intended. Obviously, we want to see Peg going the other way, but everything is in place to make that happen.
Also, I just wanted to point out one thing I just noticed because I just opened the Fusion page up right now. I sacked a bit more yesterday, so obviously when you sack it, your pending rewards reset because they auto claim or compound for you. But I just noticed that I've earned quite a bit more than the estimated daily rewards estimate since then, like a good chunk more. So we're firing even though the market's down and things are down right now. We're firing pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, LA. Again, I know, as we've said all along, and we've gotten some messages, in our socials, is everything working? I mean, yes, everything is working. You have to remember that a lot of the injections are based on market volume and are still being done manually to try to mitigate, selling pressure on eShare, even though eShare is getting crushed. So yes, I mean, some days will be a massive payout, even more so than your daily average, and some days may be a little bit less. So just remember that it's an average, and overall the rewards are been very consistent, and the goal is that they only grow over time.
Absolutely. Love it.
All right, perfect. So, all right, anything else about Fusion or the market before we get into Honor Madness? Again, I know everybody's been saying why is there so much focus on Honor Madness, but just understand that we're getting through the initial raise, and then all of you in the ecosystem should be extremely bullish on Honor Madness because it's a direct revenue stream to Fusion, which means more and more rewards coming your way. Right, LA?
Yeah, honestly, I think the majority of people get it and are very bullish and excited. I've only heard that from maybe two or three people. Um, and once once they get how bullish it is, they get it. And I think every single day it becomes more and more evident, especially today with what we're about to talk about. And so that is a perfect segue into talking about Honor versus Madness, since it is a 10% revenue stream for Fusion. And you just said, the focus is on growing it more and more as time goes on. So perfect segue.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. So, all right, so let me, I'm sorry, guys, my kids just came in the office. LA, you want to take the first few bullet points and then I'll elaborate? Give me 1 second, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have had just an absolutely insane couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks. The support we've received from this entire community and the outside communities that we've been working alongside has just been absolutely incredible. Um, Not to mention just how excited you guys are. It just really lights us up, and invigorates us and keeps us going, and it makes the hard work just exciting to keep doing. So we want to thank you guys and just let you know how pumped up we are too. The whitelist for the private sale is now around 85% full as we come into our final 2 days. The forum does close on Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I didn't want to say midnight on Wednesday because then that would get confusing since it's technically on Thursday then. So 11:59 Eastern Standard Time p.m. on Wednesday night. Um, we had a huge announcement today, and we're going to go through some of it together. We're not going to read the entire article because that would be way too long, and you can do that yourself. But we're going to go through some of the main points today together on this AMA because it was so bullish. And honestly, writing this article, AJ and I wrote it together. Um, Honestly, I was absolutely buzzing. Buzzing. I called AJ and I went over the first part with him and I was like, "Oh my god, like this is just incredible. When they realize how big of an operation this is, they're just going to go crazy. Like I don't think it clicks for them yet. The they're just, oh my god, I was just buzzing."
Totally. I love it, LA. Yeah, our energy, we were yeah, both of our energy was feeding off each other about our FOMO and bullishness kicking in about the article. I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, thank you, Sternums. Welcome to the gaming world. Yeah, honestly, it's a really exciting time for me. I said this last time, but I love learning new things, and I've already learned so much. Yeah. So, do you want to go through some of this, AJ?
Yeah, 100%. So again, sorry. I appreciate you covering for me, LA. The kids haven't seen me all day, so they were trying to
Oh,
invade the office. But yeah, I just want to reiterate before we get into the studio reveal, how incredibly, again, like LA said, we're so supportive, or so thankful for the support that we have gotten. I mean, again, just the AMA right before this was with the pillars and we had over 70 people join the AMA. I mean, the interest is absolutely there. I mean, this goes to show not only how powerful GameFi is, but, honestly, we've only really told about 25 different communities about this. And this is the absolute ground floor. And once people finally catch on to the expertise that we're bringing, the track record, that we have again in both the security aspect of never having an exploit and the expertise that we bring both from Web3 crypto overall and specifically Web3 gaming. I mean there's just no possible way you can't get excited on what is going to happen. And so yeah, I just want to reiterate, we appreciate all of you spreading the word. That really helps as well. I mean, even if you're not interested in contributing, us as a community, we have a vested interest in, pushing this project. And that is not to say, it's a sales pitch or, we're pivoting or we have to, the game has to be successful or everything is gonna crash. I mean, it's not all that. It's just building the franchise and growing together as we continue to build all of this out. So all right, awesome. Is that Again, sorry, Ellie. Anything you want to add before we get into the reveal?
No, no, I think it's great.
Right, awesome. So, like Ella said, we were writing this article, and again, just to give a little bit of background, we have been under contract with YGG for a little over a month now, and we wanted to make sure that not only do we have everything solidified from a contractual aspect, but we also wanted to be very transparent in what kind of an operation YGG is. And so not only do we want to create this article, but we also have a killer video premiere, which we'll talk about in a second, that I really think between the video and the article, it gives an amazing overview of the caliber and the professionalism that we are bringing to the table. Again, I've made this analogy in a few of the AMAs already, but we are not a crypto dev team trying to build a game, that we kind of reverse engineer. We use, assets, we use AI, we use stock images. That's what every other dev team does in terms of, crypto or DeFi specific projects building a game. We are going full on AAA game studio first. And again, that was part of our mission in hiring YGG. Julius, the co-founder, he spent about 3 weeks just going to every game studio in Thailand before we settled on YGG because he felt that they would be able to deliver the end result that we all want. And again, we've said, this massive price potential on these tokens, and that is usually done with a Discord community and a cool looking trailer. We are actually going to deliver a game, and you will see the game studio from day one building all this out. So, again, sorry, I'm a little bit rambling here, but I can't express to you how bullish having, an award-winning AAA game studio building the game, what confidence that gives not only us as a team, but also should give all of you in getting involved. So, all right, awesome. Ella, do you want to go through some of the key points
Mm-hmm.
in the article, and then I'll elaborate? Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you want to bring it up for the pictures at all,
Yeah,
or
yeah, let me do that. Give me 1 second here. Okay.
and then I can go over the first part. So
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
yeah, so they've been around since 2006. And I can't even believe, gosh, that's 18 years ago. I just as a side note for anyone who isn't like 14 years old, um, don't you think back to the 90s as if it was like 10 years ago, except like 2006 is 18 years ago? Holy cow.
Oh man,
Jeez.
it made me feel old, LA. Holy cow, I was right. Oh man. Well, let's not talk about that. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. The 90s is always like 10 years ago in my head. But yeah. Um but yeah, so they've been around since 2006 and their headquarters is in Bangkok, Thailand. Um and they offer a full spectrum of services: VFX, animation, cinematic production, and game development. Um and They have a team of over 250 professionals, with including directors with over 15 years of experience. And their extensive portfolio spans across games, advertising, music videos, films, and animation, with a strong emphasis on cybersecurity, ensuring that all projects are handled with the highest level of security and confidentiality.
Perfect. Yeah, and on that note too, again, we always pride ourselves on the security from the Web3 world, but it also is really important from a Web2 world as well. Again, the majority, because we are delivering this game as a mainstream Web2 game, we have to make sure that the servers and the databases are also super secure. in terms of cheating and potential exploits within the game itself. So again, they are so well rounded. To have over 250 employees. Obviously, not all of them are working on the game at once, but it shows that we have amazing talent behind this for sure.
Yeah. And I do want to just read this next paragraph word for word as opposed to just summarizing, because I just think it's such an important little paragraph to read to kind of preface everything we're about to say. This partnership marks a significant milestone for Honorverse Madness as we join forces with a studio that not only shares our passion for gaming, but also has the expertise to deliver a top tier gaming experience. YGG's commitment to groundbreaking technology and world class production aligns perfectly with our vision for Honor versus Madness, promising a game that will set new standards in the blockchain gaming and trading card gaming industries.
I love it.
Boom.
Yeah, that is so bullish. And again, that is what having an actual development studio that is known in the industry, that is built award-winning games. Again, they have two games already, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Goy and another one that is already has distribution on Steam. I mean, this is a legitimate enterprise. Again, the next sentence too, they are a publicly traded company as well. So again, it's not just, a guy starting a development studio, and winging it. This is like industry professionals that have worked with, A-list clients, Disney, Netflix, even outside of the gaming world as well. So
But
yeah,
I want to just back up for 1 second
for
and
sure.
say
Yeah.
that um, it's not just about finding really talented people to work with. It's about people that share your same moral compass and vision for the end product that you're creating. And I think that's really, really important. And that's something that we very much so learned over the last couple years in working with all different kinds of people and just meeting all different kinds of people. We have learned how very much important it is to align with people that share your same work ethic, your same vision for success, your same vision for where you're going with the end product of what you're creating long before you ever start, and your same vision for the high caliber of product that you're creating and how it's going to shape the industry that you're in and the kind of experience that it's going to deliver for those you're creating it for. And so we very much so feel that way about YGG, and that's a big part of why we partnered with them to create this world class production of a game and the industry changing development that it will be.
I love it, LA. Man, that was epic. So everything you just said, we need to make that into a standalone clip. And it could not be any more true. And that was a big part of our due diligence in finding a company, like Ella said, not only that can bring the vision to life, but also shares the same moral compass that we do as well. Again, I mean, you're going to meet a guy named Zen tomorrow in the video, and he is, even though there's a language barrier, he is so genuine and sweet. I called him cute, for lack of a better word, just because, you can tell just by the gut feeling of somebody that actually wants your project to succeed and will do everything they can to make that happen. And, having him as one of the project managers, and really, caring about the game is so powerful, and it's not just the paycheck. It's them wanting to deliver something truly special. So yeah, amazing overview, LA, for sure. All right, and I wanted to highlight
Yeah.
this again. I won't dox him too bad, but Julius is in this picture. Our
Yes.
co-founder. Again, I won't say who it is. I'll let you guys figure that out. But the whole point is that we have actual
There's
boots.
Waldo.
Yeah, yeah, we have boots on the ground And again, that is so powerful. Meaning, Julius is literally in the production meetings, and he is the actual art director, along with the rest of the team, helping to bring the game to life. And that is so powerful because not only is he there on a day-to-day basis to make sure things are getting done, but it's also really powerful in terms of making sure the quality is up to par with what we all expect. And so, again, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this image that I'll let you guys look at on your own. But yeah, you want to add to that, LA? Again, it's so cool to have Julius actually there.
Yeah, and I'll just add that he's so incredibly passionate about the creation of this and making sure it is absolutely an incredible product and game, and it is everything that we set out for it to be. And for him to be there during the process and for him to be there so often is such a blessing, not only for our team but for all of us, because we know that it's going to be everything we envision, and most likely more than we envision, because he's there and he can be such a prominent part of the creative process.
Totally, yeah. And on that note too, again, just we love being transparent as possible, even though it leads to 2-hour AMAs. But Elliot, I don't even think you know this, but I over the last few days, I was added to a private Discord group of all the developers working on the game in real time, and some of the stuff that they're already putting in terms of canon and lore and concept art and even outside of what we've already shared with the community, it is absolutely blowing my mind. And I'm not saying that to hype you up. I'm not saying that, as again, a marketing pitch. I'm just saying that from an actual person that is excited about this game. And it is beyond anything I have ever seen in Splinterlands or Gods Unchained or any of the other comparable games. I mean, this is 100% AAA quality where you would expect Blizzard or EA or any of the larger companies to be putting out this sort of quality where, it's just incredible. So, yeah, I don't want to overhype too much. LA, I gotta get you into that Discord because some of
Yep.
the content already is just amazing. And once we get through the raise, we'll absolutely be sharing that with all of you in real time. And those that have the alpha access keys, those will also come into play on being some of the first to see this sort of content and even play the content as it gets closer to launch.
Yes, I think you guys are going to see how valuable those truly are. Um, wow. So I'd love to read a couple paragraphs and then have you expand on them, if that's okay, because these
Perfect.
are some pretty damn key paragraphs that absolutely are just mind blowing. So I would like to read them out loud. So, one of the key factors in the success of any game is its distribution strategy. And YGG's experience in game distribution is exemplified by their previous success with Home Sweet Home, a game that has already made significant waves in the gaming industry. This game's extremely successful launch and distribution on platforms like Steam are a testament to YGG's ability to effectively reach and engage a wide audience, especially outside of the crypto community. And for those of you who don't know, this figure blew me away. Steam is a leading digital distribution platform with a massive global user base of over 120 million. Integrated marketing tools and robust community features make it the number one platform for reaching and engaging a wide audience of gamers. Um,
I love it. Oh my God, that's so bullish,
yeah,
LA. So yeah, let me elaborate on that just so I don't forget. So we'll
Cool.
go paragraph by paragraph here, but yeah, I mean this again is another really big determining factor of why we chose YGG. Is that they already have the relationships and proven track record of distribution and publishers in the traditional Web 2 space. And yeah, I mean Home Sweet Home is and oddly enough, it's also a horror based game, so it also fits, with the visual similarities that we have with Universe Madness as well. But the whole idea is that that has already been distributed. I mean, I think it has over 3,000 reviews. I mean, Home Sweet Home was, again, a proof of everything that we're saying, and the fact that we are able to potentially get a release on Steam puts 120 million active users in front of the game. And that is so powerful because, again, historically speaking, Steam really hasn't been very crypto friendly. But because we are making the NFT ownership somewhat secondary, and the gameplay and just being able to buy assets outright with fiat, we have a much, much better chance of getting actual distribution through Steam. And, again, with the connections that YGG has, they've expressed to us that it should be very, very straightforward. And so, again, we put this in here because that just no other gaming studio that we met with had those connections already in place. And as you know, marketing is just as important as the game itself. So yeah, 100%.
Okay, awesome. Now, imagine this. Some of the team members that are going to be building our game, Universe Madness, are the exact same team members who had a part in creating Gwent and Gods Unchained. Absolutely mind blowing.
For
Some of the
sure.
most successful games out there. Gods Unchained is arguably one of the most successful um, blockchain games. I mean, that
Ever.
exists today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Um, these projects, known for their complex gameplay mechanics and deep lore, align closely with the thematic and gameplay ambitions of Honor versus Madness. Their team's experience with these titles will be instrumental in refining our game's mechanics, ensuring that it not only meets but exceeds player expectations.
Totally. And again, that is another thing that all the other studios, even with the pedigree of working with Disney and Dumbo and the Lion King live action, again, we'll list all this later, but to have the actual experience and knowledge of the games that are within not only are within the crypto world, but are actually the same genre of game that we're going to be producing is massive. And again, just to clarify, Gwent, that isn't necessarily a crypto specific game, but it had massive success. It is the TGC around the Witcher ecosystem. So a lot of you may have played The Witcher. It's an RPG game on consoles. Um, but Gwent was actually originally a side like a mini game within The Witcher, and then it expanded out to be its own IP and own game. So, but again, the visual style of Gwent, with animated cards and this very dark theme of wizards and warlocks and witchcraft, it fits incredibly well with the aesthetic of Universe Madness. And then obviously Gods Unchained, we've talked about that many times. Arguably, not only is it the most successful TGC trading card game, but it's probably the most successful crypto game, period, as well. So that is really, really powerful.
Yes, and then here is another super key part that I think that I mean they're going to help us with so much that really we don't have that perspective on ourselves, which is just going to be so incredibly helpful and huge for us.
For sure.
So, perhaps one of the most exciting aspects of our partnership with YGG is their strong presence in the Asian market. As an Asia based company, YGG has an intimate understanding of the massive and rapidly growing market. The Asian gaming community is one of the largest in the world, with a deep passion for innovative and immersive gaming experiences. The connections and expertise in this region provide us with a unique opportunity to expand Honor versus Madness into markets that are otherwise difficult to penetrate. Their ability to tailor marketing and distribution strategies to the preferences of Asian gamers will be crucial in establishing a foothold in this key market.
I love it. This paragraph specifically gets me excited because, again, like I said earlier, marketing is just as important as gameplay. And to be able to get our foot in the door with the Asian markets is massive. And especially with this style of game, TGCs have typically had a lot of success in Asian markets. And so that is also a great avenue for us to be able to, expand. And again, in full disclosure, uh, 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 the company itself, of Honor vs. Madness will also be Asian based. So we have a lot less regulatory issues. We have a much larger audience. Even from a language barrier, like I mentioned earlier, having all of this being able to be translated and distributed to the Asian gaming community could potentially more than double our player base of the rest of the world. I mean, that is how massive the Asian-based markets are. So again, this is really cool. And other than play-to-earn games, again, like Axie Infinity had a massive Asian market, but that was mainly because Americans were hiring underprivileged and underdeveloped countries to play the game on their behalf. And so that is not at all what we want to do. Instead, we want to encourage the Asian market to play the game because they want to, and it's actually a fun game to play. And so, again, this just is massive in terms of global market share. I mean, this will be a global release for sure.
Yes. So, um, a few other very notable things that we were excited to report is they have amazing accolades and accomplishments, including over 30 prestigious awards. Their gaming portion of their enterprise has been around since 2017. So their gaming studio has been at the forefront of game development since 2017. And they have selected the best of the best in the business to work with them. Like we mentioned, including some of the key members of the development team behind Gods Unchained, Gwent. They've developed Home Sweet Home, Goy Spooky Run, and Grandora in their time since 2017. In addition to their success in the gaming world, they've also made significant strides in the film industry. They have worked on Hollywood blockbusters like The Dark Tower, The Mummy with Tom Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dumbo, The Lion King, and Wonder Woman. Their extensive portfolio also includes the development of several popular shows and movies for Netflix. If you look at their website, and they have a PDF of that advertises for them as well, there are a million logos that you would recognize of big major companies that they've worked with. I'm assuming a lot of them are in advertising. They are like seriously the real deal. It's incredibly impressive. These high profile projects really showcase their versatility and their exceptional talent across multiple entertainment mediums. Yeah. Whew.
I love it. I know, LA. Again, when we go through this, I get excited. So I'm taking it all in. But no, it's so true. And again, this is all verifiable. You can go to their website and see all the previous projects. Not only in terms of blockbusters and major, top 100 companies in the whole entire world. But also, again, like we mentioned earlier, in the gaming specific markets as well. And again, although these people are not working on the game full time, all of these people we have access to and are absolutely involved in the meetings. Again, all the visual effects guys, that have worked on these games are overseeing what we're doing in Universe Madness. So that is the other really amazing part of hiring a company the size of YGG is that you have direct access and these really bright animators and artists working, whether it's directly or indirectly, to make it come to life, for sure.
Yes. And so, lastly, on this article, which we'll go into a little bit more at the end of the stream, but we're holding a big event tomorrow. We're going to be premiering a YGG studio tour, a studio walkthrough with our community as well as the communities of all of our whitelist partners. So we want to invite you to be there. It is at 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC tomorrow. We did try our best to pick a time when the most people from around the world would be awake. We worked hard on Google looking up UTC times to figure out a time when people in Europe and Australia could be awake at the same time, because we're going to be offering prizes. We're going to be sharing some major alpha. And so you're going to be wanting to be there. It's not a long video, so you're going to want to make sure to be there at 5 p.m. sharp. Um, and you're going to want to be live in the chats, chatting, because we're going to pick people who are live in the chats for some prizes. We'll go into it a little bit more at the end of the stream, but it's going to be really exciting. This walkthrough blew me away. Oh my goodness.
I know, totally, LA. When Julius sent us, and again, it just shows how creative Julius is as well. The entire video was produced by Julius himself as well. So that just goes to show you how creative he is. But this walkthrough really put it in perspective. I mean, we've been doing Zoom meetings and voice chats with the studio for over a month now. But to actually see the facility and do again, it's about a 7 minute walkthrough of this facility. Again, we keep saying it, but it will blow you away. I mean, no, I've been involved in a lot of games, both Web 2 and Web 3, and I can absolutely promise you no other gaming studio is showing or no other gaming project is having a gaming studio like this that is actually showing it in real time. So that again is just so bullish to me in terms of success or potential success that we're gonna have. So all right, amazing. And again, there are some Easter eggs in this as well that we'll talk. We're not going to talk about it, but
We're going to talk
yeah,
about it
yeah,
tomorrow
yeah,
in the
exactly.
chat.
Yeah, all right, perfect. So all right, perfect. And then last but not least, again, just remember that you're filling out the form. Again, I'm going to go back to my notes if you want to talk about that really quick, LA. We're not trying to create FOMO on purpose, but it is absolutely happening. I mean, we're only about what 85% or what 15% remaining, and you've been messaging people all day, right, LA? Go ahead.
Yes. There's actually something I want to talk about
Oh,
before
all right, yeah. Do you want me to
we do that,
keep
that I
this
want
up?
you to talk about. No,
Okay.
that I want you to talk about, that I think is so incredibly bullish because the market's down right now, that I don't think people realize is a big part of why this project could now, like, we always knew it was going to succeed beyond belief, but now could actually succeed into like some other unknown stratosphere because of what the market is doing right now. It's like such a good thing for our launch right now. And I know you might be scratching your head being like, what the hell is she talking about? How could that be possible? But follow me for a second here, okay? We're launching GrimGold on the Ethereum network, okay? The private sale is happening in stable tokens. And we've gone big into talking about how important treasury management is going to be as a big part of the strategy behind keeping the token price stable and keeping this project as a whole very stable. It's going to be a big part of how we pay for game development, marketing. It's going to be a big part of how we pay for things without ever having to touch our principal amounts. Now, because Ethereum is so down right now, and because TGE is in October, and because we know that the powers that be are manipulating things to make them down right now so that they can be pumping like crazy right before the election, which is in November. And so, leading up that month before the election, things are going to be pumping like crazy. I mean, it's just everything is aligning, the moon, the stars, the sky, the cotton candy clouds, it's all aligning in our favor. So, AJ, can you go into how this could literally like launch us into an entirely new stratosphere if and when you play this perfectly with treasury management?
I love it, LA. Man, I don't know if I can top that. That was pretty bullish for sure. So yeah, I mean, again, not to overpromise and underdeliver. We do the opposite of that. But it is so incredibly powerful for everything that LA just said. And yes, I mean, obviously, a lot of you have been bringing in fresh capital. We've been getting asked from a few people, are we going to delay the launch? Absolutely not. I mean, we have said from day one, it's about bringing in fresh capital. It's about building your position. We gave you plenty of time, using splits and everything else to move funds over. And it was absolutely part of the strategy to do the raise in stables for every reason that LA just said. Obviously, we didn't think we'd see a pullback like this, but it is so incredibly bullish for us in terms of treasury management because as soon as we get the funds, we're able to then implement a very conservative strategy of both holding stables and blue chips. Where again, let's just put some numbers to it. As you know, the numbers don't lie, and this can illustrate, what we're saying. So, hypothetically speaking, again, these aren't exact numbers, and it could be much different. So just go with me for a second. But say that we're able to raise $1 million, and we're able to put at least half of that, so $500,000 of buying EMP, of buying eShare. Oh my God, I said it again. Buying Ethereum. Good Lord, buying Ethereum at an average price of say $3,000. Well, by the time October gets here, that could be Ethereum could be 6,000, 9,000, a 2 to 3x multiple on what we are able to accomplish now in terms of dollar value, and that is without us doing anything or risking anything in terms of treasury management or yield. That is simply price appreciation on our assets, and so again. Now, again, in that exact example, now we have $1.5 million that is now added to the treasury to then be able to pay for marketing or pay for additional development or add more liquidity. That's another thing because the TGE is in October. The hope is that we're able to get all this Ethereum now at lower prices, and so when we add the initial liquidity, in terms of dollar value, it could be double or triple, what we're pairing it with at these values. So again, not only does it help provide income or price appreciation on treasury value to pay for things and marketing development, token rewards. I mean, you name it. But it also is really important for the token itself, through having a much larger backing, and a much deeper liquidity. So again, as we said at the very beginning of this, start training your brain to see the FUD as opportunity of what the future holds, and this is a perfect example of what we're saying. So yeah, does that help, LA?
Yeah, it's insane. And so individually, don't go into this thinking, oh, the market's down, like maybe, and this is not me suggesting anything to do with how much you should go in with, whether or not you should go in, and it is not advice in any way whatsoever. But mindset wise, if it were me, I wouldn't go in saying to myself, oh, the market's down, I should be conservative because my portfolio's down and who knows when the market's going to be back up. I would say to myself, let me look at the bigger picture of the entire project that I'm thinking about contributing to here and going in on early. And this very fact that the market being down gives the project an opportunity to actually be in a position to stay healthier and have a larger foothold. It it's just it makes me more bullish and want to go in with more personally,
Yeah, no,
because it to me, it gives me the confidence to believe that the token and the project overall and the development of the game will be in a healthier position long term.
totally. No, I agree 100%. Again, not financial advice, personally speaking, on all this. But yeah, that is the overall, mindset is getting assets at a lower price, is only going to help the upside potential both through blue chips, yielding, I mean, everything in terms of treasury management, um, is compounded, and not just a little bit. I mean, like I said earlier in the example of the 2 to 3x, I mean that's 2 to 300%. We're not just talking a 10% boost or a 50% boost. We're talking massive gains just on treasury value because of the timing and what's happening right now. So yeah, 100%. And again, a year from now, as we said on many AMAs, the whole idea is that we're able to pay for marketing and game development and expansions and everything else without ever having to touch the principle of the treasury. And through a bear market and bull market, as we move forward, that war chest, so to speak, will only grow, and that doesn't even include the income that we're going to be getting from fiat and pack sales. So we're set up so differently than a lot of these other projects that we're doing it so much better on every front, and that's not being egotistical. That's just knowing what we know in the industry, and how we're going to move forward.
Awesome. So, are you on the whitelist yet for Friday's GrimGold private sale? If not, your opportunity is literally slipping away very fast.
Yeah,
Now's
totally.
your opportunity to fill out the form or risk missing out on one of the most epic things that we've ever put out there. So, I'm going to put the link to the form in the comments. It's also in the description of the video. Very, very important note. If you have already filled out the form and you haven't sent me a message, please do so right away. Something happened today. Even though I wrote it in a million places, I wrote it 2 times on the form. I made you check a box that said you read the form thoroughly. When you filled out the form and it went through, there was another message that popped up that told you. All these places told you I'd be messaging you. Someone still reported me on Telegram, and now I'm in Telegram jail, and I can only send a certain number of messages unless you've messaged me first. So please message me so I can get you all the details that you need for Friday. and confirm your allocation, please. That would be very helpful.
I love it. Yes, LA's in Telegram jail. Well, and luckily you're okay on Discord still, right? So
I just have to click on marine animals to prove I'm not a robot on Discord.
I love it. So, yeah, totally. Well, and on that note too, again, just running through the logistics. That the private sale again, we've said all along, Friday, August 9th, 9 a.m. Eastern. Again, we tried to pick a time that most people in the world were awake and ready. There will be a bit of FOMO again, especially if you're trying to get the mystery boxes. So, make sure that you're up and ready. It will run for 24 hours or until it's sold out. Again, we'll have all that ready, prior to Friday. But yeah, do you want to talk a little bit more about the bonuses and some
Yes.
other stuff? Go ahead, Elliot.
Yes. So if you want to get one of the bonuses, it's highly suggested to be on and ready to deposit right when it starts, as we do expect them to go fast, especially the mystery boxes. I've had a lot of people reach out to me to up their allocation to 5,000 or more in order to get their hands on one of those. Just to ease your mind, for both the mystery boxes and the alpha keys, we do have what do we call them? Meters, progress
Progress. Yeah,
meters.
progress bar. Yep,
We
yep.
do have progress meters on the website. So what that means is there's going to be this little ticking meter that shows you exactly how many are left right when you go to the site before you deposit. And so if you are someone who only wants to put in that amount, if you can get a mystery box, you'll know exactly how many are left prior to depositing. If you're super bullish and you want to put in 5,000 or more regardless, go for it. Don't even pay attention to that part of the website. But if you do want to know, you just have to scroll down a little bit. There's a section for the bonuses. It's not a very lengthy website, so you won't have to scroll down very far. And there will be progress meters for both bonuses, and you can see exactly where we're at for both of them.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. And again, I know there's a lot of added value in the NFTs, but remember that even if those do sell out, uh, the token itself, is also what matters because there is no opportunity to get the token any cheaper than what it will be now. And obviously, there's some people that want to play the launch game where they think that it will dump and be able to get it cheaper than pre-sale on launch. But I can assure you, because of our structure, that is very, very unlikely. Again, I mean, because it's a tax token, and people would essentially be selling at a loss on launch price when you account for the taxes. That is just not. We've done it purposely to not be that way, and we'll have deep liquidity to mitigate that as well. And 2 months of promotion about TGE to have massive buying pressure on day one when the token goes live. So, if for whatever reason you have an emergency and something comes up and you were planning on going in, with 5 or 10K, but you see that the mystery boxes are sold out, please give it a second chance. Again, not financial advice, because the token can have immense value as well.
And remember, there's going to be staking on day one. And so
Totally.
there was a question in the chats that I'd love you to answer. So, how are we able to provide staking on day one, even though the game's not launched yet? Can you kind of give some perspective on where those rewards are coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few things. So number one, again, the token itself, obviously if the token is live, we're able to generate fees through the taxes. We're never going to be actively dumping the token on everybody's heads. And we absolutely have accounted for a runway, leading up to the game launch. But the whole idea is that really the treasury, based on good treasury management and yield that the treasury is producing, that could potentially be a massive amount of staking rewards, just in fiat, in stables or other blue chips where we're not adding any selling pressure to the token itself, and you're actually earning while you're holding the token to go up in price anyway. So it's a double dip situation for sure. And again, the whole staking model would be similar to like a Sparkler um, or Fusion, where based on how much you stake, is based on the percentage of the rewards that you get. And furthermore, we will also be having bonuses for staking that maybe aren't necessarily correlated with uh, liquid rewards. Meaning, again, an example I've been giving with this, if you stake a certain amount of GrimGold, then you may be entitled for airdrops of NFTs in the game. So imagine getting, a rare NFT for staking for the first 3 months, of the TGE going live, and now you get an NFT that you not only could use to play the game, but maybe rare and valuable, just like the legendaries, and you could sell on the secondary market without ever having to sell one of your tokens and still profit. So those are the sort of things that really we bring to the table that are unique, that lets everybody earn until the game is live.
Love it. Amazing. And rest assured, we're going to be doing an absolutely monstrous marketing rally in between Private Sale and TGE with the help of a big marketing firm to hit everything Web 2 and Web 3 gaming wise, to hit multiple audiences in the crypto and non-crypto worlds, to make sure that we cover all of our bases and hit all of the advertising, marketing, and PR that we need to make this a huge success, not only the token, but the game launch as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've already talked about it a little bit. We've been in multiple meetings with, all the contacts we've had from Consensus, and, other, industry referrals. We're looking to hire some of the biggest, PR and marketing firms in all of crypto that have literally top 10 projects, under their management and retainers. So, obviously, after we get through the raise, we'll be able to really focus on that and hiring somebody, and that'll be the next announcement. After that, we are ready to really blow things up for the TGE for sure.
Hell yeah. So a couple more things. A reminder, if you're not whitelisted, you won't be able to just go to the sales page and buy on Friday. So you won't be able to just pull up the page, connect your wallet, and buy. It won't let you because your wallet will not be registered for the sale. So that's why I am confirming everyone's allocations through DMs, because they'll only be whitelisted for the amount that they've confirmed with me. So that's why it's very important to reach out to me or make sure we've had a conversation prior to Thursday, when I have to hand in everyone's information to our developers, or Wednesday night, technically. Um, so if you've not yet on-ramped your funds and you need to send any money from your bank to your crypto wallet, pretty much today you should make sure to do that, because a lot of centralized exchanges will take a few days to hold your funds. So whether you're using crypto.com or Coinbase or Spritz, all of those options could very well take a few days. So today it would be very important to do that if you end up needing to on-ramp any funds. Please, a reminder for that. A reminder of how you will deposit on Friday. You'll be able to use USDC or USDT on BNB Chain, Ethereum, Arbitrum, or Base. If you do need to come in from Pulse Chain, you can use our bridge on SparkSwap to get over to Arbitrum or BSC. Was there anything else, AJ, that I didn't cover?
No, I think that's good. I know I had a few other points. Obviously with our AMA on Thursday, we should be able to run through the pre-sale page in real time. I said it would be ready in about 24 hours in another AMA, but I forgot that LA had to confirm all the investment amounts. And again, because we're not allowing people to oversubscribe, that is the bottleneck. The pre-sale page is done. It looks amazing. We worked on that too, and that'll be an upgrade to the website about the game down the road as well. But yeah, again, Thursday we can go over all that, so people are really prepared, right, LA?
Yeah. One last thing, we do still have some really exciting AMAs coming up. We have two tomorrow, as well as our exciting video premiere. And then one on Wednesday to close things out with Brandon, who's here on the stream right now, DeFi Guide. So we will continue on with this AMA train until Wednesday when we close out the form submissions. And then on Friday, we'll rock and roll and hit up this private sale. And guys, we're really about to do something absolutely monumental, and we're very excited that you'll all be a part of it.
Yeah, 100%. And shout out to all the influencers. Again, Brandon is here in the chat tonight. He did a great AMA of his own, just going over everything right before our stream. We have some other ones tomorrow, like LA said. And really, one more thing before we wrap it up, and we'll get to some questions as usual. If you have some questions, and you haven't already posted, please post in the chat so we can get to it. But LA, can we just go over the premiere tomorrow one more time? I mean, I want to make sure people
Yes.
realize how important it is that, we get everybody and their brother and mother and grandmother
Mm-hmm.
to show up to that premiere because it's such a
Yes.
powerful video. Yeah.
I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. And I am also going to be putting out a post about it later tonight, too, and tomorrow to make sure you all see it. But it is happening at 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC tomorrow. You'll want to be there right at the beginning because it's not a super long video. We're going to be all together watching it at once, all together live. That's how a premiere usually works. So if you click on that link now, you'll be able to kind of see a countdown and the description of the video. And then once the time hits, we'll all watch it together because it'll start automatically. In the chats, make sure to be active. You can arrive, 5-10 minutes early if you want and really start chatting it up. And we're going to pick 3 winners to award $50 each to. You can use that towards your allocation in the private sale if you like. And we're also going to be dropping some alpha about some of the Easter eggs you may be able to find in the video. So you won't want to miss it.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. And again, obviously, it will be recorded for those that aren't able to join live. But please do what you can, other than getting up at 5 a.m. or whatever time zone you're in. It's just going to be really cool to all of us experience the video together. And all the KOLs and influencers are also pushing it in their own communities. And again, knowing what I know, Ella and I have both watched the video multiple times. I can promise you that if you have even, a little bit of less FOMO, as with the market and everything else coming, this will reinvigorate your interest in the game, seeing what an incredible facility, the people behind this. Again, like Ella said, there's some Easter eggs in the video that again I mean, I don't know. Jerusalem always gets it, so I'm hesitant to say this.
Don't give it away if
Yeah,
you see it
no,
time,
yeah, yeah.
do not
Jerusalem,
give it away.
yeah, Jerusalem is not allowed to comment. But if I see somebody that does find the Easter eggs, I'll maybe throw in an extra prize personally. But yeah, it's gonna be epic, right, LA? Yeah.
Actually, the great part is it's impossible to guess ahead of time without seeing the video unless they found a way to see the video somehow.
Yeah,
So I'm happy
or
about
they're
that.
actual psychics. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh,
Eurosic is a psychic. He's going to guess it somehow.
for sure. So, all right, awesome. So, yeah, I mean, that really was all my notes for today. LA, what else?
I feel like there
Anything
was
else?
one
Or,
more
and
thing.
then obviously questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like there was one more thing I was gonna say, a reminder. Well, I'll put it up as a post. And oh, yeah, guys, if you're planning on attending, you have the oh, I posted a link to the form again. Gosh darn it. I have the link to the form twice in my notes instead of the link to the video. Well, that's a shame.
Oh yeah, all right. It's in the Medium article at the bottom, but yeah, I don't know if you can pull that up really quick and post
I'll
it.
I'll
But
I'll post it in the post after the AMA. Sorry about that.
all
Um
right, yeah, and we will be pushing it tomorrow as well. So yeah,
but what I was gonna say is it's at the bottom of the Medium article, which I'm hoping you'll go and clap 50 times because we're a little bit low on the claps and comments there, guys. Um, but if you are planning on attending live, please like the video. And while you're there, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that leading up to the premiere, we already have a bunch of subscribers and likes on the video because it's a brand new channel. There's it's the Honor versus Madness channel, so it's brand new. So being that we're bringing in a lot of the communities from the influencers, it would be amazing if a whole handful of you went and subscribed to the channel so it doesn't look like we're starting from the very beginning and have like 5 subscribers that 3 of them are me. So it'd be nice if you
totally,
guys
totally.
could go
Yeah,
do that. That'd be amazing because it's a brand new channel. um Literally this is one of the first things we've uploaded, so
yeah. Well, and on that note too, you're gonna want to be able to subscribe to the Universe Madness specific channel and all of our socials. We have a link tree as well. You can get to it in the original Medium post. And the whole idea is that we want all of you to join the socials. And, not only does that make it look better from an outside perspective, in terms of numbers, obviously we've been very transparent that we never pay for followers, especially in the beginning of getting something like this off the ground. But it also will behoove you tremendously to follow the socials because after the raise, that will be the number one way to see the development. And really, get a first-hand look at what we're doing. So, and the whole idea too is that we actually will be doing a weekly, probably once a week instead of twice a week, AMA on the Honorverse Madness channel as well, with not only LA and myself, but also Julius and maybe even Zen or other people from the actual game studio that will give a weekly update, of the progress we're making on the game as well. So all of that is really powerful because again, that will drive more and more FOMO into the TGE when the token is actually live, and those that missed the pre-sale are able to finally buy. So that is really important. Yeah, totally.
yes. Okay, let's hop into some questions. All right, let's first see if there's any from. Actually, let's hop into Discord and then we'll move back into YouTube. So if you have any questions from YouTube, type them now, and then I'll be able to get to them when we finish with the Discord ones. All right.
Perfect.
Can you please elaborate on Eshare Burning?
Yeah, so again, right now it's been a completely manual process, based on the BBE and, marketplace fees. We're collecting eShare every minute of every day, and, based on the reward distribution and still not wanting to absolutely destroy the price of eShare, we are burning a large portion of it. So there is not really any rhyme or reason at the moment, in terms of, an actual like mathematical equation. But the whole idea is that as we are able to recover peg, that things stabilize in terms of, e-share dumping and us being able to accumulate a lot of e-share as a treasury at these reduced levels, there will be a much more automatic burn. And so again, we talked about it in a few of the other AMAs, but the ultimate goal is a minimum of all the fees that we collect in eShares or in eShare through the marketplace. At least a minimum of 10% of all of that will actually burn the eShare as well. So it could be hyper deflationary, especially after the emissions are reduced, and as we get more volume on the marketplace when peg recovers, all the microgrids are more valuable. I mean, that could be a very, very bullish part of the economics of buying and burning the eShare as well.
Awesome. Okay. Can you please explain that even though we are the same team, well, you and I are the same team plus Simon and Julius, even though EMP is behind the game, can you please explain that they're two separate treasuries and why we can't take the money we're raising for the game development and pour it into the Detonator pool balance?
Yeah, 100%. So again, it's all part of our what I like to call umbrella or conglomerate or franchise. I know I've used all these words in the past, but they still have to operate as separate entities because it's not fair to do a pre-sale to launch a game and then essentially have to cover the debt. And I use that word very lightly because again, Detonator in this actual example, if they would have said the EMP Treasury rather than Detonator, then that definitely applies a little bit better. But uh, I'll just go with what was actually said. It's not fair to cover, the what was a game, and essentially rob Peter to pay Paul on something that new investors or new contributors have no skin in the game whatsoever. I mean, it just doesn't make sense at all. So we have to definitely treat things separately, and that is again important for all parties, even people in EMP, for the same reason you wouldn't want the EMP treasury, to invest, $1 million in the game, and then, now there's no more yield in Fusion because we spent the whole treasury on something else. So it has to stay separate. It will always stay separate. However, again, 10% of the game revenue is going to Fusion, and we can absolutely allocate different revenue streams to different projects and different treasuries. But overall, even though it's the same team, or a lot of the same people on the same teams, they do function completely separate. Does that help explain, LA?
Yes, and I have a very simple way of explaining it with a real world example as well. So McDonald's has lots of franchises, right? But if you took a look at two different McDonald's franchises, if you've got McDonald's franchise over here, A McDonald's, if their ice cream machine broke, you couldn't ask McDonald's franchise B to pay for it being fixed out of
Totally.
their revenue. Because even though they're both franchises of McDonald's, each location is bringing in separate revenues, has different costs they have to cover, and at the end of the day, has separate checks and balances. And they have responsibility to their customers and has to stay in the green for their own franchise. So if their ice cream machine breaks at location A has to fix it out of their own revenue.
Totally. Amazing analogy. Yes, 100%.
Which, I mean, quite frequently they break. So I'm sure they're having to spend a lot of their money to fix them. at both locations.
Yeah, totally. I don't know if I've
It's a
ever been to
running joke.
McDonald's where
No,
the
I
ice
don't go
cream
to
machine
McDonald's.
works.
I don't go to McDonald's, but it's a running joke on TikTok that apparently as soon as you go, you hear all this crashing at the back,
Yeah,
and they're
totally.
like, "Oh, it's broken." So I thought that'd be a good example.
Well, and to that example, just one more final thought. Again, in that real world example, I would still say that the ice cream machine commercials for the new McFlurry are absolutely making both franchises even more revenue and more people coming through the door. So that is the overall goal of this conglomerate or franchise is that yes, even though they're separate the as a whole, we benefit each other in terms of more revenue, more eyeballs, more participants, more exposure. I mean, you name it. So for sure.
Also, just to be completely transparent, the um the question was worded, if you can afford a game development requires a significant amount of money if you can afford that much. And we've been quite transparent that we are doing a private sale in part to raise money for game development,
Yeah,
correct?
100%. I mean, again, the 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 puzzle pieces are on the board for EMP. If people don't want to go into EMP, then that's nothing that we can handle or nothing that we can help in terms of development. But we can absolutely do a private raise for a project that is still under our umbrella and actually. And again, the overall theme with that question is if you can afford it, why isn't, why aren't we helping Detonator or whatever else? The other thing to that is, yes, game development is expensive, but we're not having to spend all of that money at once. So the other really amazing part about hiring a real world company that has, an accounting department and payables and terms is that we are able to pay for development. Obviously, we're under contract, so we're still liable, but we're able to pay on a much more flexible schedule that is not us sending some random crypto developer $1 million and hoping that they deliver the game in 8 months. It's a way different situation.
And the beautiful part is because it doesn't have to all be paid at once, if we have that treasury management, which we do, we can invest a lot of that into our own products, and we can be paying for that game development with the income that we're earning from those investments in our own products, which means that the principal amount never gets spent on that game development, never gets spent on that marketing, because it's the income that we're earning from the principal that gets spent, because we're only having to pay for the marketing and the development in chunks every month or every quarter, instead of all at once in one huge lump sum, which
Totally.
is incredible.
Totally. I mean, if you guys don't understand that, I don't know what more we can say. But literally, the last three sentences LA just said is just so incredibly powerful from a cash flow and business perspective. I think a lot of the questions that we get are people that have no idea about business. And again, that's not me being a dick. That's not me being egotistical. It's just the reality. Like the fact that we have all of this set up the way we do is absolutely incredible for business development, cash flow, treasury management, and actually creating a sustainable, ecosystem to pay for development without ever even selling one card or one asset in the game.
Love it. Okay, I answered this one through text, but can you just go over what wallet they'll need for the private sale?
Yeah, 100%. So again, this is super duper important. Do not submit a exchange wallet address. I know some people again, it may not be anybody listening, but just to put it out there, a lot of people don't even know what a hot wallet or a hardware wallet is. You will need to provide your actual hot wallet address or EVM compatible wallet. So again, that's any wallet that you have through MetaMask or Rabby is EVM compatible. So, even if you've never used Ethereum mainnet and you've only used BNB, it will be that same wallet address. So, just again, you'll have to move over some gas, Ethereum gas to be able to claim or utilize your tokens. You have to claim, actually. You probably, again, we haven't worked out the exact details, but most likely you'll just get airdropped the tokens. But if you've never been on Ethereum mainnet, you will need to have some gas. But yeah, sorry, I'm just overcomplicating it a little bit. I'm just trying to give a full background. But in terms of the question, whatever Rabby or MetaMask or Trust Wallet address you use as a hot wallet or hardware wallet is what we're asking for.
Yep. All right, that seems to be it for the questions. So just to reiterate some of the details, our private sale is happening this Friday, the 9th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. UTC. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., we're doing a grand old premiere of the Game Studio walkthrough. Please join us. It will be a very exciting event. I'm about to put out a post about it, so you can just see it in writing and have the link there. I'll have it pinned in all of our groups. We're going to have some exciting prizes, and it's going to be a great event that we can all be together on. If you haven't filled out the whitelist form yet, but you would like to be a part of the private sale, please go ahead and do that as soon as possible, because we are running out of spaces in the whitelist. And once we are at capacity, I will be closing the form. Either way, it does close on Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. So please make sure to fill it out as soon as possible and be as honest and accurate as possible when filling out the part about how much you're going to contribute. As soon as you're done filling out the form, please send me a message on Telegram or Discord right away. You will find my contact information on the form in multiple places. That is it. That is all. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to DM me. You will be doing so anyways. So yeah. Anything else, AJ?
Amazing. No, LA, I think today was really, again, I know we say it on a lot of AMAs, but if you are new to, Universe Madness and you really want to understand the power of what we're doing, today's AMA was probably one of the best. Again, please make sure you're sharing, everything that we discussed. Make sure that you're attending the AMAs, and, we're here to be as available and transparent as possible. So if any of you have other questions, please feel free to ask in the chats, and we can get to you. But again, timing is running out, so don't miss the white sale, the whitelist. Again, I mean, depending on what happens tomorrow, we may have to even end it early if we get more people coming in. So just be aware of that and get your bags ready. Don't be discouraged by the overall market. As we said earlier, it's actually an amazing opportunity for us in terms of treasury management, buying the dip. And, all of you, again, the vast majority of people on the whitelist are bringing over fresh capital anyway. So even if the markets are down, it really hasn't impacted the raise itself. And that is really, really bullish because, again, the more we're able to get in the pre-sale, the better success, that we're set up for in terms of, again, treasury management and treasury health moving forward. Now, again, uh, don't take anything we said earlier as far as numbers. I mean, everything is hypothetical, but, even if we did the pre-sale tomorrow, we would be in an incredible position to really scale the way that we want to. And again, pay for everything that we have talked about development, getting an MVP out, having alpha access, getting the token launched, everything over the next 8 months without ever selling one card pack is just unheard of. And so, again, after TGE, probably within the first 3 months of 2025, we will do our first card pack sale. That will be another catalyst, for the token price. I mean, again, this is not our first rodeo, and so if you believe in us, then this is going to be super awesome. Again, not financial advice as we move into 2025. So, all right, I think that was it,
A
LA.
reminder, just a reminder on the alpha keys, you do not need any minimum contribution. It's just the first 500 people who come in and contribute. You will receive a alpha key, which gives you early access into the game. And for the mystery boxes, which gives you an ultra rare gold foil NFT card, a legendary card, there are 125 mystery boxes in total. There's a lot of competition for those. So if you are up for one of those, you want to get in as early as possible, you will need to contribute 5,000 or more, and you'll receive one for every 5,000 that you contribute. If you are planning on making a larger sized investment, say for example, $10,000, you do not need to make two separate $5,000 deposits. You can simply deposit $10,000 and it will credit you your two mystery boxes, just in case there was any question about that.
Yes, 100%. That was great clarification. However, if you are going above the 10,000, you will have to use two wallet addresses, and that is done on purpose to slow people down. So again, we're being as fair as we can be. You run the risk of going in with that next 10K that, the other people that are only going in with one wallet, are getting the mystery boxes first. So again, just be aware of that. The website will have a progress bar. Everything will be fully, again, transparent. And even if you happen to miss out on the mystery boxes, the token itself is really not, there's not going to be a better opportunity for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We always enjoy our time with you and love you guys so much. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited for the rest of this week. Been dancing around my house literally. I wake up in the morning, get out of bed, and my dog and I have a little dance party before I go downstairs because I wake up excited every morning. So that's my mood for the week. If anyone was wondering, let's fucking go. This is gonna be epic.
I love it. Hell yes. We gotta let's fucking go. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. The emotions are very positive right now, even with the market getting destroyed because we are in control of our own destiny here. And this is just another, notch in our belt of overall success in the EMP franchise. So, or mothership. I love it. So, all right. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, we come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We will be back on Thursday. We'll do my best to be here on time, and that could be the very last hurrah. It will be because the whitelist will be closed by then. So just don't sleep on this. All right. Good night. Good day. We'll see you on Thursday.